Hi, I'm Stephanie Tobin, and I'm doing a video this time on stats and mathematical functions. And the ones we're concentrating on, a nice short video on true and false statements. This is part of the syllabus for the accredited ICDL Advanced Spreadsheets qualification. I'm using Excel 2016 to demonstrate, but you can obviously use Office 365, pretty much the same, especially when it comes to functions. So you can see here, these are the ones that are covered in the syllabus. You'll be using the AND, in other words, if both conditions are met, then you get a true, and then an OR if one of the conditions is met, and then the NOT if no condition meets the criteria, then you would get that outcome of false. So they're quite straightforward. The NOT can be a bit tricky, but I'll take you through it because it's usually comes up in the exam, because it is tricky, but you'll soon get your head around it. I hope you enjoy it, and anybody who's looking at this just for looking at these true and false statement functions, I hope you enjoy. So you can see across the bottom, I'm just going to bring this down a bit. We've got the AND, OR and NOT. This is part of the new 3 syllabus. We've got the SUMIF that's been there for some time now, the round, COUNTIF, COUNTBLANK, and rank.eq. So we're going to run through these together and have a look and see what they're expecting from us. So we look at this one and we look at the AND. You can see that if you read over here, just bring that over a little bit. So if the age is less than 50 and the absence is equal to 0, then you get a true statement. So this is like a cut down version of a nested if with an and or an or, which we will be doing later. So instead of coming back with a criteria as a true or false, it just comes back with a statement, true or false. So you can see that one is pretty straightforward. You do the first one and then you autofill it. If we look at it in a insert function, it's just like that. So you put in an and, you've got your logical argument there and your logical argument there, and then you'll get your first result. So very easy to use. The OR works very much the same way in its method, its sequence, but obviously if it meets one criteria or the other, then you would get, as it says here, a true statement. Okay. The one that's the trickiest is the NOT. So if we just have a little look at this one, I'm just going to come down. So the example is add a NOT function in I2 that will display the text true or the statement true if absence is not equal to 0, otherwise false. The test may say, in this language, it might say things like use a true or false statement to show something where criteria is not met. So there's different ways of them using this. So whatever you use when it comes to your NOT here, it's a double negative. So you will be getting the false, if you like, if it meets it. So if we have a look at this one, that's met it, so we get a false. This one hasn't met it, so we get a true. So it's almost like the opposite of what you would be expecting if the NOT wasn't there. So if we had an F2 equals 0 on the first one, you would expect a true, but you just switch it around and make it a negative. So have a little play with that, have a little think about it, and there's different criteria they could ask you to use in there. But other than that, it's quite straightforward if you keep your head and think about it as a double negative. Okay.